Okay, today we are going to be looking at context, and your target is I can determine the meaning of unfamiliar or multiple meaning words. One of the best ways to determine the meaning of unfamiliar words is by using context. And so basically when we use context, we study the words that are around an unknown word. Basically, we use those words that we already know to help us understand words that we may not fully understand. There are different types of context clues. You guys have done an amazing job at this. For the most part, you always do awesome with identifying the different types. So you've had a lot of practice with this. So if you look here on the chart, just as a quick reminder, these are the different types here. Okay, and the more that you practice with them, the better you will be at identifying which one to use in each situation, which you guys are already really good at doing that, actually. All right, so when we're looking at context, we're looking at the general idea of the words and ideas in the passage. So it's like basically, what is it that we're reading about, okay? And so in that passage, when you do come to an unfamiliar word, I want you to carefully read the sentence that uses the word, as well as the surrounding sentences. Look for clues in those sentences because those clues are going to help you guess what the meaning is. You can use what you've read plus what you already know about the word to determine what the word means. So you always want to look to see if there's a word inside of that word also to help you arrive at a meaning. So, for example, if you have a passage that reads, a certain kind of algae causes red tides in the Gulf of Mexico. When the algae rapidly multiply, they color the water red. During the red tide, the algae release large amounts of harmful toxins. These substances kill fish and make shellfish unsafe to eat. So, as you can see here, the word toxins is underlined. So, when we look at the last two sentences, they give us clues about toxins. And so based on the context, remember that's the general idea of the words and ideas that we're reading about. We know that toxins are harmful because it says that in the sentence that the word is in. And we also learned that they kill fish and make shellfish unsafe to eat. So you can tell from the general sense of the passage that toxins means things that are poisonous. Okay? So, but if you're still unsure about a word, check the dictionary, okay? So again, if you're still unsure about a word, check the dictionary, the glossary, or the thesaurus. Each one of you have been supplied a dictionary and or thesaurus. So, when you are trying to arrive at what you think the word means, you want to ask yourself, what does the context tell me? What is the sentence or paragraph mostly about that the word is found in? Then you want to ask yourself, what other word meanings do I already know? And do they provide me any clues? And then that's when you're going to go ahead and arrive at what you think the word means. Okay? So let's read the blue crab. It says, read the article about blue crabs. Look for details in the article to answer the question below. Blue crabs are crustaceans. This kind of animal has 5 pairs of jointed legs, an outer shell, 2 pairs of antennae, and eyes at the end of stalks. A blue crab's eyes can see in almost every direction at once. Its 2 front legs have pincers or claws. These pincers help the crab gather food and defend itself. The blue crab lives in the Atlantic and Gulf Coast region. It is found in Texas, Florida, Maryland, Virginia, and other coastal states. Sharks, eels, fish, turtles, and birds hunt blue crabs for food. But the blue crab's greatest predator is people, who eat millions of pounds of blue crab every year. It says in paragraph 1, what does the word crustacean mean? So the first thing you want to do is find the word crustacean in the first sentence of paragraph 1. And it says, which word is this in that sentence helps you understand what the word crustacean means. When I look at that sentence, I look at the word crab. So I must come to the conclusion that a crab is an example of what crustaceans are. And if you think back to the anchor chart that I just showed you a few minutes ago, examples are a type of context clue that an author may possibly give you in a text. So if you look here, it says the blue crabs are crustaceans. So what the author did was give you an example of what a crustacean is. Okay? And it says, look at the other words and sentences around the word crustacean. Are there any other context clues in paragraph 1 that would help you to find the word's meaning? This kind of animal has 5 pairs of jointed legs, a hard outer shell, 2 pairs of antennae, and eyes at the end of stalks. All of those little clues help me to form a picture of what a crustacean is. Okay? So let's practice just a little bit more. Let's look at this diary entry. It says, read the diary entry. Use the think about it to guide your reading. Then answer the question. Use the hints that I have here to the side to help you. It says, Tuesday, May 12th. My parents told me that if I want to get my allowance, I need to complete my chores. Today's list is extremely long. It has more chores to finish than ever before. Where should I commence? I should start with feeding the livestock because I don't want the animals to go hungry. After I feed the cows, goats, pigs, and chickens, I'll get to my wood chopping. If I take the first step now, maybe I'll finish by nightfall. So when I go back and I look here at this short little paragraph, I see that the word commence is underlined. And the question over here to the left says, what are the words and phrases around the word commence? It says, where should I commence? And then it says, I should start with feeding the livestock. So in my mind, I'm thinking that sure is close to the word that I'm trying to determine the meaning of. The question that I'm asking myself is, where should I commence? I have all of these chores that I have got to finish today. And so I'm asking myself, where should I commence? So in my mind, I'm thinking, where should I start? So when I look at my answer choices here, I know it's not going to be where should I travel, because me traveling doesn't fit in the context of what I've just read. I'm talking about chores and how the list is longer than ever before, and I want to get my allowance. So traveling has nothing to do with the context of what I'm reading. Disappear. Where should I disappear? Would me disappearing help me to complete my chores? Absolutely not, so that I know that I can eliminate that. What about finish? Where should I finish? Well, it says I have to start before I can finish, so I definitely know that it's not C. So by process of elimination, when I commence something, I begin. Okay? Now, we're going to look at another short little text. This is a one-pager. This is Ellen Ochoa, Astronaut. I want us to just kind of view these 2 questions before we begin so that we have an idea of what we're going to be looking for in our reading. It says, what do you think it means to rotate an object? And what other words in the sentence give you a clue? The next one is, the word fields has more than one meaning. And how do we know which meaning of the word that we need to use in the text? So it says, read the selection, use each think about it to guide your reading. Ellen Ochoa, Astronaut. Born in 1958, Ellen Ochoa became the first female Hispanic astronaut in 1990. Dr. Ochoa is also an inventor. She has designed computers that can see and recognize objects. Her inventions have helped to build robots used in space. Dr. Ochoa worked with robots while on her 4 space missions. One of her duties was to use the space shuttle's robotic arm. The robotic arm was used to bring in satellites. She also used the arm to push, pull, and rotate objects outside of the shuttle. Right there, I see that I'm talking about direction here. She uses the arm to push, pull, and rotate. And you know what I've told you all before, as you are reading, you hold on to information. You read a little bit more and you hold on some more. So you guys do pretty good with that. So think about what's happening around the word rotate, right? She uses this robotic arm to push things, to pull things, and then to rotate things outside of the shuttle. For Dr. Ochoa, being an astronaut was like being in school. Before going into space, she had to learn about the weather, outer space, and medicine. She also had to learn survival skills, such as parachuting. She had to become an expert about the space shuttle, too. All this fits right in with Dr. Ochoa's love of learning. Dr. Ochoa says, quote, "The opportunities I had were a result of having a good educational background. Education is what allows you to stand out," end quote. Being an astronaut was a big part of Dr. Ochoa's life. Now she lives in Texas with her husband and 2 children. She currently works at the Johnson Space Center. Dr. Ochoa has earned many awards for her work in the fields of science and space travel. Right there, I see the word fields underlined. In my mind, I start thinking about what I know about the word fields. When I think of fields, I think of fields of flowers, like a big open area that may have vegetables, food, flowers, things like that. But in the context of this, I know that I'm not talking about any of those things, because all of this is about Dr. Ochoa and her being an astronaut, okay? It says, she also has been recognized for her outstanding achievements as a Hispanic woman. One of Dr. Ochoa's greatest honors is having schools named after her in California and in Washington. So when I look at this, when I look at the word fields again, I know that it doesn't have anything to do with a broad or large piece of land that may be growing fruits or vegetables. I reread the first sentence of paragraph 6. Dr. Ochoa has earned many awards for her work in the fields of science and space travel. Right there, it's giving me examples of fields or areas of study. Okay? Let's look here at the questions. In paragraph 2, what context clues do you find in the sentence that help you understand the meaning of rotate? So when we look at the options here, remember in that paragraph, she was talking about how she created the robotic arm, and it would push and pull and then rotate objects. What do we think the word rotate means? Is it A, to move or turn in a circle? B, to change regularly? C, to take turns? Or D, switch one thing for another? When I think about that, knowing that push, pull, rotate, knowing what I know about rotate, when you rotate something, you're moving it or turning it in a circle. And because pushing and pulling deals with movement and directionality, I know that rotate also is going to deal with the same thing. Move or turn in a circle. Number 2 says, read the definitions below for the word fields. This is an example of a dictionary entry for a multiple meaning word. And remember, multiple meaning words are words that have many meanings, more than one meaning, depending on the context in which it is used. So it says, which definition best fits the way that fields is used in paragraph 6? Remember, it said Dr. Ochoa was known for working in the fields of science and space. So we decided that an open area of land, that doesn't fit. An electrically charged area, no. An area of work or study, possibly. Or an area of land where sports are played. Well, we know that this entire context is about an astronaut.